Boop, 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 boop. Howdy and aloha. Welcome to my talk. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk. Howdy and aloha, everyone. It's James with Montauk. It's May 4th of 2025. And I think by the 7th, just letting everybody know, we have to have a real ID. Wait, I got to show you this. I bought this at the liquor store today. These are candy cigarettes, the kind we used to get back in like the 70s, I think, when I was a kid. Everybody used to cruise around. I'm not going to open it. I just wonder if I can see. It's freaking hilarious. Anyway, what is going on? Why? In order to fly, you have to, what was wrong with the old ID? Isn't that the question everybody should be asking? What was the problem? Was there not enough information that you had? They can find out everything. Ask Tulsi Gabbard. Ask the FBI, ask the CIA. I'm sure they could find out anything about anybody whenever they wanted to. The question is what is this helping? So when I saw this on, here it is, Real ID. Everybody probably saw this picture, fucking every DMV across the United States. Hold on, I got to drink my Real Brewed Sweet Iced Tea from Arizona Iced Tea. Delicious and not expensive. And then I wanted to follow it up with some Rockstar Punched, just to get a little kick. You know what I'm saying? And no, they're not my sponsors. I wish they would be. But anyway, and if you want to help me out, there's a link in the Venmo. Also, please like and subscribe and share my content. I just think it's important for us to know what is real. The reason why I do Monotalk, mono means power, talk means talking, right? One of my ex-girlfriends is a beautiful woman. Used to work in daycare, and I remember she used to tell me at the same daycare my sons went to. And she used to say to my son, use your words. Use your words. So we need to use our words more often. And we shouldn't have to be careful with our words. YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever. We should be able to speak freely. I get that. And we should also be able to voice our opinions, our conclusions, our theories, our summaries, our synopsises. Whatever. It's just we're just talking. We're just fucking talking, people. That's all we're doing. It's okay. It's okay to talk. Pretty soon I'm gonna start inviting more people to come on the show. This is my YouTube channel that was taken down because I was exposing Fluvid-19 and the new genocidal bioweapons of the vaccines, the things that everybody took, and they shut me down. And after several appeals, they finally put me back up. Could be because of Trump's now in. I'm guessing. I'm not sure. My TikTok, at the time I had about 600 or 700 YouTube subscribers on this channel. Now it's down to 380 something, which is, I get it. You don't see content for a while. You're gonna go. I get it. And I've had 3 or 4 different channels. By the way, the old channel that I had prior to this, which is the one that stayed up the longest, after 2020, when this channel was originally taken down. I'm not doing anything on that channel anymore because I got my old channel back. But here's the thing that I think people really need to understand is they know who we are. They know what we're saying. They always know what we're saying. They fucking know. They, I mean, there was a movie with Gene Hackman and Will Smith, something about the minority state, or God, what was the name of that movie? I can probably look it up. But and this was done, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. That they know where you are. They can zoom in on your license plate from fucking outer space. By the way, congratulations to somebody in my family going to SpaceX. Awesome. But I'm just saying, and I understand the security purposes and the Iron Dome and all this other stuff. Look, we've out of the 250 plus years or whatever we've been around, we've made a lot of friends and a fucking shit ton of enemies, right? Because we've probably taken out or gotten rid of or in some way killed. This country has, whether you like it or not, about 20 million people in that amount of span of time, domestically and foreign and domestically. And there's a lot of people that are pissed off. So we have to be careful. I guess the real idea is for us to be careful. Again, like and subscribe, share, do what you can to get my content out there to people so they can basically just chickadee check themselves before they wreck themselves and do their own due diligence and research, which I think is huge and important. We all should. I mean, if you, like I always say, question authority and its sources at every turn. That's just me, right? And that's probably the reason why I've been taken down, because the previous administration was very big on their narrative, and I'm a little concerned lately. And Candace Owens brought this up, and I've brought it up several times, that when you start oppressing speech, talking, period, in any matter, in any way, you're kind of going down that road of, you actually are going down that road of a totalitarian state, authoritarianism, a tyrannical part of it, which I think Trump really needs to be careful with. Because, look, I get it. The media has been militarized against you. It definitely still is. And it was. But these kids, they come in. Let's just kind of look at it from their perspective, okay? I'll get to the real ID thing in just a sec. It's I'm loading it up. It's coming. Don't worry. But I have to say this about the Candace Owens, and she's saying that she's really concerned about going after these colleges that Trump's doing. And that's kind of in the comments and notes that I put here. You're a young kid, right? Look, I'm 61 years old, right? 60 fucking 1 years old. Just the other day, I felt like I was, surfing waves, on the North Shore, or, jumping off of cliffs at Port Lock and next to China Walls in Hawaii. And then the next, I'm paddling canoe and sailing out into the deep ocean in a Hobie Cat 18-footer, diving and swimming with sharks and riding motorcycles across Southern California, dirt bikes, a KX 500, and doing all these fucking amazing, cool, fun things that most people have never touched or done before. Been around wonderful people and just, I mean, I'm blessed. There's no doubt. Kids are great. I can't believe they're related to me, honestly. They're geniuses. They're strong, smart, intelligent. I just tell them, question it all. Just always be, just make sure your foundation is good. Your foundation, your core. I care about people, my family, my friends, my neighbors, my community. I want everybody to be safe and happy and enjoy themselves, but enjoy their freedoms and stuff like that. Yes, that's true, Jordan. These kids need a great steak. Yep, everybody should eat steak, for sure. Thank you for being here, by the way. I just think that in regards to speech, and these kids are just learning things. They're just beginning to understand that, it is a fucking crazy ass world. And they're reading more and they're researching. There's more information that these kids have at the palm of their hands. Right here. With this thing here. Right? This fucking wonderful device right here. Right? Look at that. It just shines in there. It's kind of weird. And tablets and everything. I mean, they can... It's overwhelming, I'm sure. I mean, look, when I was driving, I think I was 16 or I think I was 17 years old, 16 or 17. And my brother's girlfriend used to let me drive and hang around with her, and her dad was super rich. And my girlfriend was with me, and we were cruising around, but they had a cell phone in the car. And when it was like fucking as big as a bread bag box, it was huge. And you'd pick it up, right? And that was the technology. And then, we didn't see pagers for a while. And access to information came through the mainstream of media, which at the time we believe, or we were told to believe, or we were conditioned to believe that was it. That was the truth. Everything they said and done was it. But then we're coming to realize JFK was bullshit. MLK's... Wait until MLK comes, people. Especially Democratic Party. Just wait until MLK comes. You're not going to like the results. And a few Rhipigglicans will not like the results of the MLK files that are going to come out. I'm just saying. But the amount of information that we had was nothing. So we really didn't dabble. There wasn't like this... There was maybe, 5 people in my high school that really cared about politics. And then when it came to college, there was maybe 25 or 30 people. I went straight to University of Hawaii. I was a redshirt football linebacker. Actually doing pretty good. And then I kind of blew that off like a stupid idiot. I probably could have went pro, to be honest with you. Probably could have went pro. I mean, I know that's a tall... that's a really egotistical thing to say. But I was not your average athlete. There's no doubt. There was no doubt. And then in the military, I made it into bud. I was going to go into bud school, but I was snapped because my hearing was shitty. And I could have made that. But besides all that crap and me massaging my ego here, I am just saying that back in the day, we were limited on information. We really didn't care. Everybody cared about, because drinking age when I was 18, was partying, going out, having fun, toga parties, luau's, every other day, practice, go night clubbing, eating, surfing, sailing, canoeing, whatever. For me in Hawaii, and then a lot of other people in the mainland were surfing and skiing and motorbike riding and stuff like that, and going out dirt bikes. I mean, there wasn't really a lot that we were really interested in, and there wasn't really this gigantic movement of people that were, protesting and stuff. Vietnam, yes, and there was a few, but it wasn't really that huge in a lot of people. But now, these kids have so much information. It's just overwhelming. And a lot of them are similar, do the things that I'm saying. A lot of them will not just listen to Sean Hannity. A lot of them will not just listen to Rachel Maddow. A lot of them will ask their dad, or ask their mom, or ask their Uncle Jim, or, Uncle Jim, what do you think about this? Well, you know what? I looked on the internet and I checked this out. I mean, you might want to look, but what I always tell people is you've got to get it from the horse's mouth. Call the legislator. They're easy. Your state and your federal legislator, their state legislator may pick up the phone, depending on the state. Probably not California, or any blue state for that matter. But in regards to other states, in regards to the federal government that's supposed to be in charge of the entire country, we're talking about representatives, and we're talking about It's like 435. There's a lot of them. And then the Senate, right? 100. You're going to get an intern when you call. It's 202 225 3121. I could be right. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. But you can always look it up. And then that switchboard, that's funny to say that word, the operator will connect you to that person. And you'll get an intern, but the interns, like I say, they have their little tablet or their binder, maybe. On anytime a certain topic comes up, it'll probably AI now generate the answer that they want, but it's already... But you're getting somewhat of where your legislator, state or federally or nationally is. So there's that information. You can get that. Or call a doctor. Get in touch with a group of doctors or depending on the doctor. Then you can talk to lawyers. You can talk to a lot. There's just so many people out there you can talk to. Like I said, I talked with a guy that went up in space in regards to some climate information they brought down. This is like 15 years when I first started my channel on Montauk. And I still have his email to this day where we were conversing back and forth on climate change. And it's not what Al Gore or John Kerry wanted people to see. Because he was trying to say that it's just fluctuate. It's a natural occurrence. And for us to be able to warm it, it just didn't seem like it was moving in that direction per his data and results. And at that time, I was kind of mad about that because I was like super into eco-socialism, whatever the fuck that was in the Green Party. But at least I took his information as the horse's mouth. This is the guy that wrote the article that people were pissed off about because it didn't satisfy the narrative of the climate change fucking Avengers. Al Gore, John Kerry, and a bunch of, Greta Thunberg and all these other fucking nutcases. And they were pissed off at the guy, and I was pissed off at the guy, but I want to know. He goes, I'm just putting the data out there, man. That's basically what he said. And it's for us to decipher that. So the thing now is you got a lot of, you have to do your due diligence. And it's not that hard. Right? My mom still to this day is a licensed private investigator. So I've been researching, skip tracing, they call it, investigating in a sense. I've been out on stakeouts. I've served, I don't know, hundreds, maybe thousands of subpoenas in my time, and summonses and subpoenas. And I've done a lot of work in the sector of the legal aspect. And I'm not like a guru when it comes to the legal world, but after kind of brushing over a few of these cases, because you don't get them sealed. You can read some of these cases. If a process server is serving your summons or subpoena, then I'm sure he's probably glanced through it. I'm just letting you know. Most of us just don't even care. I mean, I never, at a certain point, I just don't even care. I didn't care. I just go knock on some guy's door or some person's door. Next thing you know, they got a gun next to them, or they don't want to be served, or they're waiting for it. And some of these people are waiting for these summonses, subpoenas anyway. To make a long story short, I fucking do some investigating. Right? I learned a few things. It's a hunter-gatherer mentality, and that's where I'm at. And I think everybody should have that. And if you don't, and there's people like me out there, like Montauk, Power, Talking, just listen. Or just pay attention. Or just maybe, some of the words that I might say may just tell you to, in your mind, maybe could either trigger you or they could either make you think to maybe open the door a little bit and peek out. Don't box yourself in. Which kind of reminds me of a story today. And I got to share this with you real quick. I don't know if I can bring it up real fast. Man, this was a rough. This story is freaking crazy. And oh, by the way, yeah, me and the family, me and my daughter and my 2 grandkids and her husband went to the Kansas City Zoo today in the aquarium. We had a great time. I personally just get really, I wouldn't say depressed, but I get very, it just sucks that you're watching these beautiful animals, whether it's an orangutan or an elephant or a red panda, which are the fucking cutest things you've ever seen in your life. And they're just there, and they just have to go through it. It's just fucking, it's draining. But at least here's the sad part, their sacrifice brings awareness to them. And I think that's important, because we all need to, and I know hunters are in the same boat I am, because I'm a hunter. I've hunted pretty much all my life, except for the past like 10, 15 years, the last time I really shot an animal. But I'd like to go back out. I hear bows are good, but I really don't want to fucking do that. Anyway, but I do want to go out and do some hunting. Fun. I like zoos are great, dude. I'm telling you. Okay, so I think what we need to really focus on. Let me just show you this video real quick. I think. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Let me get out of this. Going from the page. There's me live. Oh, it's Junior paying it. Hey, Junior, how you doing, bro? You guys got to watch that guy. He's really cool. Junior Kikueva. He helps people with mental illnesses and stuff. I just think he's brilliant. He's got some good information. And he posts a lot of information. There's a lot going on out there. It's draining. I'll play that in a second, I think. I like this one. When your conspiracies ruin a conversation, but you know it was well worth it. That's funny. The hardest prison to escape is in your own mind. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You guys probably can't see it. Maybe I don't have that aligned properly. Hang on. Let me align that. Where am I? Here we go. Here's that one. Did I show this? I'm pretty sure I did. Oh, this guy's fucking a master. I'm learning stuff from him. He and I are old friends. He's also been to Trump's place. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Give me a second. I got to do my double shot. He's been out there to Almirada or whatever. Oh yeah, here, check this out. This is really crazy. I'm gonna get to the ID thing. It's just sometimes I go on tangents because it's important to know these things. So this is what the Demoncratic Party did to people. This is what they did to people, right? And this is fucking just sadder than shit. And the mainstream media helped. These 2 kids were were just recently released on Friday, May 2nd of 2025. Right? They were in their homes because of, it's called a COVID syndrome, and you still see it out there. People wearing masks. It's fucking just, it's nuts. Parents kept them locked inside for 4 years, these children. Somebody mentioned to me, why would you say something about somebody wearing a mask? Because it's just fucking stupid. The N95 fucking mask, we know, and I can say it freely on YouTube, doesn't do shit. It's not made for that. It's made for when you're operating, or you use it for a material when you're working, but it's to keep the stuff out of you, when it comes out onto other people. It's not going to stop shit from getting in. We've seen the videos. You put an N95 mask on, and you have a beard or a full fucking giant beard. Nothing. It's just complete lunacy. Trust your body. We've been here for hundreds of billions, whatever, years, zillions. Our immunity system is fucking amazing. Herd immunity has always fucking worked. Right? I'm not totally against vaccines, but, 70, 40. When I was a kid, I had 8. Now it's up to like 40 or 50. That's crazy. They're linking a lot of that shit to autism, dementia, cancer, just tons. Just stop. But this is craziness. All right, let me go back. I got to get back. I went really far off there. So, Real ID, and I'm just going to show you this right here, and just kind of give you the what is really going on with Real ID right now. Hopefully I won't get a commercial. We're going to get hit with the whatchamacallit, which maybe I already did. Property, I don't, whatever they fucking call it. But let me go into the more of what's really going on with Real ID.
So Real ID becomes 7 days and counting till Real ID becomes a reality.
Okay, sir, do you know about the Real ID? Oh, yeah. All right, sir. You have till May 7th to get that.
At airports nationwide, a last-minute push with the TSA handing out reminder flyers.
Please make sure that we're giving this to every passenger that presents without a Real ID.
While a dozen states plus D.C. report more than 90% compliance with the Real ID law, 16 states are under 50% compliance. The lowest in the country is New Jersey. Just 17% have Real IDs, followed by Pennsylvania, Maine, Alabama, and Arizona. But getting a Real ID appointment at local DMVs can take weeks.
There's a multitude of appointments online for other things, but 0 appointments for the Real ID, so that's kind of nerve-wracking.
The Real ID deadline has been postponed 4 times already. It's taken 20 years since the Real ID law was
2005.
passed in direct response to the 9/11 hijackings.
We want to make sure that we know who's on the plane.
New Real IDs have a star, a California bear, or say enhanced in some states.
Wait, do I have that? Let me see. Oh shit, I've got the star. Crap. I've got the Real ID. I just updated mine. Yeah, because of my birthday. Okay. Yeah, I got it. All right. I've got the star. I'm in. I can travel throughout the world.
If you don't have a Real ID or a passport, be prepared. You could be selected for extra TSA screening. For passengers who don't have the Real ID, how much extra time will the screening take?
At least 30 minutes on top of the 2 hours that we ask passengers to show up at this time.
What? What the fuck? God damn it. All right, hang on a second. This is just fucking out of goddamn control. All right, so before 9/11, that we all know, if you've been paying attention to this show, was an inside fucking job. Okay, we know that. We know. We fucking know. And now, and then they formed the TSA. Good TSA, I'm telling you, was a wonderful contract that was just set up for these people. And it just slowed everything down. I remember before that, getting on an airplane, and look, I've probably flown in my world and time, I'm going to say at least 50 times in my life. I was in the military, I flew around. My dad was an entertainer. We flew all over the country. At least over 50. I'm going to say at least over 50 in planes. I moved here, moved there. But we didn't have it. We just fucking walked on the plane. We just walked on the plane. Right? And that was it. It was like, I don't see the difference from walking on a plane or getting into a bus full of people. This is just out of fucking control. And it's because of 9/11 that started this. And we all know that fucking 9/11, and I'm going to show you, was fucking bullshit. Right? We all freaking know. Where's that? Here it is. All right, we're going to transform order. Move to the top. All right. Building 7 had no smoke blowing over it, no debris seen or videotaped of it being hit, but it came down at 5:20 p.m. Right? The wind was blowing somewhat away from it. The supposed airline, Flight 11, was basically flying away from it. Yet for some weird reason, something bounced off of that building about a half a mile the distance. This is aftermath. This is an infrared shot that they've taken down. About a half a mile away, this building came down all by itself. Isn't that crazy? Right? Isn't that crazy? The two-party oligarch fooled you with 9/11, and they're fooling you with this COVID scam. I've been fucking telling people. I am telling you. Right? All right, let's go back to this. It's just, look, you already know who we are and what we have. You know, you guys got it. You know, look, I would like to ask Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi, if I make a purchase with my debit card at so-and-so gas station, would you have that information? Would you be able to obtain that information? And I guarantee she could say, absolutely yes. We know exactly who you are and where you're going. Everybody is traced. I don't know if you guys remember, but Rachel Maddow, union workers. Okay, I have to find this because this was alarming to me a while back. I can't believe I didn't remember this until now. We'll get back to this. I just have to find this real quick. So give me just a moment.
And because of that, I want to show you something that was sent to us today by a data visualization company that's called Tectonics.
There it is. Data visual, what did you call it?
Data visualization company that's called Tectonics.
Data visualization company called Tectonics. She had access to this back in 2021, 2020, right? And this was aired, let me just see here. Give me a second. May 9th, 2020. Okay.
This is a map showing the Tyson meatpacking plant in Cass County, Indiana, in March of this year. So this was a plant, you've probably heard something about it, shut down last month.
The question is how is this person who works for the media that isn't a government entity, they're not the CIA, they're not the FBI, during the Trump administration in 2020, is able to access this company to do, just pay attention.
This is the plant where 900 workers there tested positive for COVID-19. About 40% of the workers at that.
Everybody did it. Doesn't matter. I told everybody, and this is the way it works. Carrie Mullins, the actual Nobel Prize winner that created the RT-PCR test that people were using, said that it wasn't created for this type of testing. But interestingly, in July or August of 2019, he passed away. Interesting, don't you think? Or alarming.
That plant. This is a plant in Cass County, Indiana that just reopened yesterday. Now, all those tiny bluish-white dots in there, those are people's mobile devices giving off a signal at that facility.
So she's able to trace through this. Only a few people were alarmed about this. I was extremely alarmed. Again, do they know where we're at? Of course they do. Of course they do. I don't understand Real ID. Why? Is there a fucking chip in here? Is there a chip in there? I want to know. Let me just see. Can you tell? There's like this weird clover on it. That's strange. I don't see a chip though. There's a barcode, kind of like a quick response code. I can't really see if there's a... Interesting. I don't see a chip in there. Okay, anyway. Let's watch this.
Tectonics used anonymized location data from cell phones to create an animation of what happened to those mobile devices.
No, they tracked them.
Attached to them.
No, they tracked them. It's not enough, and they simply tracked everybody
over the month, the course of the month of March. Those devices traveled out into the surrounding counties and into surrounding states, and then ultimately also across almost the entire country. By the end of March, people who had been inside that Cass County Tyson plant, which would eventually be diagnosed with 900 coronavirus infections just among people who work there, people had traveled to nearly every state in the nation.
Are you here? Are you fuck the Fluvid-19 thing? Bullshit. Everybody knows now. Bullshit, or you should know. And if you're still taking the booster, I don't know what to tell you. You're gone. But this is alarming. And I think when I said this back when I saw this in one of my channels, it might still be on this YouTube content, this Montauk channel. I've had 3 or 4, 5, I think. Maybe even 6. Anyway, here, I brought this up. And I was just as pissed off then as I am now that this fucking woman, right? She's not in the secret fucking... She's not a director of national intelligence. She's nothing. And she's able to track 900 fucking workers. Is there a violation here? Is that a can that is? I mean, and like, did these people sign a piece of paper saying, "Hey, by the way, we're going to track you, and then we're going to display where you went, or all of you," and they know who they are and which one's who, and the cell phone number or the whatever the chip that's in the phone. Whatever they call that, it'll come to me. But it's the hard chip or the something data chip, whatever. Each one has a code on it that's probably deciphers it from other ones, so they know who you are exactly and where you're going. They know exactly who you are and where you're moving around. That's fucking crazy. Now we need Real ID. I just, for fuck's sakes. For fuck's sakes. And this fucking chick is able to do this.
It makes sense, actually. Meat processing plants are in the middle of a sprawling national supply chain. The Trump administration and leaders in these states with all these meat packing plant outbreaks, they may want to blame these outbreaks on the workers in these.
All these meat packing plants had outbreaks. What's, God, fuck. It's a fucking flu. I proved it a bazillion times. All right, so there it is. It's the thing about the Real ID is why and who, what the fuck, why and who, why, where, what. I'm just trying to figure out. Let's get into the rest of this one then.
Some states will rush you through a DMV appointment if you can prove you have a flight within 30 days. If I don't have a Real ID and I don't have a passport, should I bring a birth certificate? Should I bring a utility bill with me to the airport?
I think anything that you can bring, I think it would be helpful to make sure that we validate who you are.
All right, let's reiterate this. If you don't have a Real ID, you need to bring a passport if you have one, or a green card, or a military ID, or global entry card. If you still...
So, a military ID. You know what? I always keep my old one. Right? I always keep my old one. Right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. That's one that lost or whatever. But it's
don't have the real ID, though. You should also bring an extra form of identification, for example. Maybe you do bring a utility bill. TSA says they really don't want to prevent you from traveling, especially disrupting the summer travel season. So make the appointment if you can and come prepared. Guys, back to you.
But you know, and as I'm showing this, which I thought was, you know, you're watching, what was that? We just watched SNL mocking people that don't want to get it, which are all MAGA. We don't want it. Nobody fucking wants it. And then sadly, you had, when I saw this the other day, I'm like, are you fucking, it's Christy Noem Real ID. It'll come right up. All right, right here. Here it is right here, right here. Commercial problem.
Hi, I'm Christine Ulm, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. If you plan on traveling, we need your help to prevent delays and to prove your identity. Get a real ID. Starting May 7th, you will need a real ID to travel by air or to visit federal buildings in the United States. These IDs keep our country safe because they help prevent fraud and they enhance security. Please do your part to protect our country. Go today and don't delay. To learn more, go to dhs.gov/real-ID. Thank you.
It's kind of hard to say no to that chick. I mean, I swear to, she's super cute. She's super cute. It's, I gotta say, you guys know. Here's the question. How is it enhanced? How? You can already, Rachel Maddow back in 2020 knew exactly where these and the CB1, what fucking app was that? The immigration, the CB1 app. Let me just see. Hang on. The reason why they gave them free phones and the reason why they fucking had to go to the CB1 app, all the illegal immigrants, is so they could trace them. That's what that was for. So they knew where they were all the time. And they told them, look, we know where you are. You have to keep the phone on you. If you get rid of the phone, you know, and they oh, God, what a disappointment for those fucking people. You know, I feel for a lot of those people that came in on the pretense, right? On the pretense that they were going to come into the America and bypass the citizenship test and the stuff that hundreds of thousands of people have been doing for the past few years and going through the rigorous process of being American citizens. They were shotgunned or fucking, you know, cut in front of everybody in the line, just slapping all these people in the face that have been trying to become American citizens. It was stupid. It was ludicrous, illegal, heinous. We're not talking the average that I've been saying, which the average amount of people for the past few decades coming into the United States was what? 400,000 to 600,000 per year. Right? Manageable, doesn't take a lot. Some will come and go, working, whatever the case may be. But having 4.3 per year on average, 4.3 million per year, coming in, that's huge for 4 fucking years. So anywhere from 15 to 20 million people were able to fucking just catapult their way over everything and everybody, especially the fence, to come in here. And now Trump is cleaning up this mess. And a lot of these people were from where he said, which has been proven over and over and over again. Some of them were from insane asylums. Some of them were wanted. They were like their worst criminals. They just got these from across the globe, especially south of the border. They just got rid of they got rid of their worst. And they sent them in planes, in buses. We saw it wasn't like a big caravan of people marching through fucking Venezuela. It didn't happen that way. What happened was they were bussed, they were flown on our taxpayer, on our money. And now they want us to fucking use this ID thing. I want to know what the fuck this does. Right? Is this real ID traceable? I mean, my credit card does it, whatever. You know what? I'm going to look that up. Does Real ID have a tracking device? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me find out. Does Real ID have a tracking device? Let me check. I'm going to check this. Let me just check. I gotta look it up. You know. Does Real ID tracking chip inside it? No. Okay. Let me just bring that up here. Right here. It says no. Doesn't mean it's true. I still want to question it. I'm going to check a little more. I think the Real ID was really thorough, based on a lot of information. It could have went through AI, possibly. Okay, no. Standard Real ID compliant driver's license and state IDs do not have tracking chips. However, some enhanced versions of these licenses, like the enhanced driver's license EDL, do include RFID chip for border crossing purposes. These are okay. All right. Although the current Real ID system does not include embedded in RFID chips, ID cards could theoretically enhance Real ID and functionality in the following ways to improve efficiency. Okay. Is there a tracking device in the Real ID? Let me see. Okay, we're gonna watch this.
Now to 12 Responds, a viewer reached out to us saying she was concerned about getting a Real ID because she thought it might include a tracking device. We reached out to Paul Grimaldi at the Department of Revenue about this concern. He says there is no tracking device in Rhode Island driver's licenses or state IDs. The new design and physical differences simply make it harder to counterfeit. If you have a question or concern that you want answered, you can submit those on our 12 Responds page on WPRI.com or email 12responds@WPRI.com.
Well, that sounds nice. It doesn't sound... It's sounding a little better. I don't know, man. What was wrong with you? And you know, how much is this thing? How much is a Real ID? This is the problem. If you're going to make us do something, how much is Real ID? Now, I'm going through all this so you guys don't have to. In Missouri. That's right. I live in Missouri. In Missouri, Real ID license costs $26 for a 3-year license and $52 for a 6-year license. Somebody's making money. Right? Somebody's making money. Let's see how much it costs in California. Because, you know, California is just fucking super expensive. All right. License costs $45, while the Real ID compliant identification card, just the ID card itself, costs $39. Let me just check something here. How much would it cost to make these for everybody? Let's just say it's $20. So 20 times, what is it? 360 million people, right, in the United States. Over 16. I'm going to say 300,000. Right? 300,000. It's six. It's six. That's $6 million. It's $6 million. It's going to cost $6 million. It would cost $6 million. It's just, I mean, if we're going to make us fucking do this, why are we paying for it? Is that what this is? Is this about just making some more money at the fucking DMV? I'm just really sick of this shit. Right? I'm just really tired. Do I need real ID compliant driver's license and non-driver's license? How can I obtain a real ID compliant driver's license? What do Missouri real ID or Missouri's real ID compliant and non-driver ID? Do I need and obtain a real ID compliant driver's license? Do I need to obtain real ID compliant driver's license? What about non-driver? Okay, entities license. What is the cost of obtaining a real ID? We got that. Based on the date, my current driver's license and non-driver's. Does Missouri law require me to hold over? Okay, let's see. No. Under Missouri law, applying for a real ID compliant driver's license or non-driver's card is your choice. It's not mandatory. That's... if they... Look... Here's what I don't want. Here's what I don't want, and I'm going to kind of leave it at this here. Is that what I don't want? Is I don't want to see. Look at these fuckers. I don't want to see us putting chips in ourselves or holding chips around. I don't know if these credit cards and debit cards that I have and all this other shit. I don't know what's trackable or non-trackable. I don't know. Right? I just don't want it. I don't want people to know exactly where I am all the time. It's just kind of bugs me. When we were really free, we were able to go and do whatever we want, where we wanted, and how we wanted to fucking do it. All right. And then I got a comment now. On this impeachment of Donald Trump. Oh, this is fucking hilarious. I'll just say it. It's not going to fucking happen. It's called posturing. That's what's happening here. They're just posturing to make it seem like they're doing something, and they're not doing anything. I do have a concern about freedom of speech in our colleges. I do have freedom of speech on the internet. If I want to say something shitty about Israel, which I don't really like them too much, and I do want the Palestinians, honestly, that live in Gaza to not be killed. And I don't want Israelites to be killed. I just want the fucking killing to stop. Isn't that what Trump said? Right? For God's sakes, people. Right? And there's people out there saying, oh, we should just get rid of them. I'm like, what? You have no idea what some of the... What we have put some of these Middle Eastern and African countries through, you have no idea what we've done to countries and people. Especially what 9/11 did, which is going to come out. Which is going to come out because MAGA is demanding it. We are fucking demanding it. Right? MAGA, Massa, make America safe again, make America healthy again, make America fucking great again. Great as in good, on the good side. Hopefully that's our direction in the future. I want that to be our direction in the future. But in regards to this impeachment thing, it's not going to fucking happen. None of it's going to happen. Right? So it's posturing. They're just desperate. They got nothing. And they're going to be, like I said, if Trump does what he's supposed to do, not what he wants to do, as far as investigating Stop the Steal back in 2020, revealing that information, which it appears that Tulsi Gabbard might start to do, and prove unequivocally and without a shadow of a doubt, having all the information, data, emails, videos, whatever's necessary, documentation, blah, 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 that it was stolen in 2020, the Journal, you might see Trump back as a third term. Because that constitutionally, if it's found that it was not a legitimate presidency in 2021, which I believe, and it's weird that I don't get taken down for saying this, because I've been saying it for fucking since 2020, that the Biden administration is an illegitimate presidency. And January 26th was a gigantic trap that fucking people fell into. Right? The question is what did Trump know at the time? That's a concern of mine. That's a concern of mine. I have to ask that question. Right? Did he just bail because he was forced to? Or they had all the cards at that point? You know what? Whatever you do, you can't do it because we're just going to take over. And the fence comes up, and tens of thousands of National Guard and fucking Army and all this other stuff vetted for the Democrat side just all of a sudden invade the fucking Capitol. That was the insurrection. That was the insurrection. You'll see. You'll see. If he does this right, he will get a third term. I'm not really big on J.D. Vance, honestly. I'm not. I would rather see Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard, to be honest with you. That's what I'd like to see. That's what I'd like to see, honestly. And, I mean, whoever else is out there. But this impeachment thing isn't going to fucking go. Let me just see what they're saying now. Just going to check and see what they're saying real quick.
That if you're a member of some gang, I can deport you to some other country. Let's just say El Salvador. Some other country.
This point is so... and it's always been this way, and Obama and Pelosi and Hillary have already stated this many, many times over. You come into the country illegally, you're gonna get kicked out. We have every right to put you back where you came from, but not now. They don't want to lose their census bureau. They don't want to lose their votes. This is all this is about, and their militia. Trust me when I say that. So this is just stupid. This is just fucking stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. All right. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about some of the derangement syndrome that's still out there. And I'm really seeing it from, God, Kim Iverson, cute as a button, love her content.
7 days and counting till real ID becomes.
She's just a little too much. Oh wait, I gotta show this chick. She's fucking super hot. Oh, it's commercial shit.
I'm a conspiracy theorist. Anybody else in here like the truth? I don't trust the government for shit. I don't care what they tell me. They're like, hey, you should drink 8 glasses of water a day. I'm like, why? What's in the water? Is this why everybody's gay? Because I'm not having it. You understand? Some of you guys are like, but I'm gay. Stop drinking the tap water. What do you want me to tell you?
I knew somebody that reminded me of this person. This girl reminds me of somebody that I knew could have just, and I just tried too hard. I think that's what it was. I should have just, I don't know. I just knew that she had the gifts and the talents and the looks to just crush it out there. But I don't know. It just got, I don't know. I'm sorry, man. I don't know. Maybe I tried too hard. I really tried. I just why aren't you doing a show? What's going on? And then we found out later what was going on. She was doing other things. Our future, let me see, where is it? Bombshell, FDA lied. Oh, that's amazing. Let me just check in this. I'm going to look at the list. Oh, why is this taking forever? Oh, for frick's sakes. Come on. All right. There we go. All right. Let's see what we got here. Going down. All right. Trump's always answering questions. Constantly. President Trump confirms he offered to send U.S. troops to Mexico to take care of all the cartels, but they don't want the help. I guess it's fucking stupid. You gotta watch this. Our Future just shows some really crazy shit. Alex Jones was having Bar podcast that was 2 days ago. I recommend you guys watching that. Trump admin just proved every conspiracy theory is true. Pretty much. Oh, here it is, the TDS. So, due dissidents, I love these guys. Keaton and Russell, just brilliant men. But their TDS pokes out every once in a while. It's just very obvious. Very obvious. And yeah, some of this stuff, look, I don't think people remember what was about to happen if Kamala took over. I guarantee there would not be a due dissidents unless they're part of the... I wonder if they are part of it. Maybe I should look into that. Maybe I should look into what these guys are about. I could be way off there, but you always got to question. You got to question their content, what's going on. I like these guys. Some of their stuff is just spot on, but I just noticed a lot of Trump derangement syndrome. Definitely from Kim Iverson, who does it every once in a while. And then, of course, there's Rand Paul. God, what the fuck happened to this guy? Right? Reparations. White House has incredible news to share. Look at this guy, Andrew Coppin. He's been on here. COVID vaccine linked to heart. Oh, wait. Oh, what's it? What?
Analysis.
What the heck? This is on...
Sounding alarms about the safety of COVID mRNA vaccines, directly challenging claims from public health officials and raising urgent questions about transparency and trust. So using hard data from disease trends, from patient outcomes and immune system analysis, multiple research reports show that heart inflammation risks tied to the vaccines may be far greater and maybe even more dangerous than previously reported, particularly among young men. Joining us now to discuss this is Independent Medical Alliance Senior Fellow of Pediatric Cardiology, Dr. Kirk Milholm. Good morning to you, Doctor. Welcome to the National News Desk. Great to have you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
This new study about the safety of COVID mRNA vaccines was published in the International Journal of Cardiovascular Research and Innovation, as I understand it. Tell us about the scope of this research and really your top findings from it.
So it's a compilation of studies that really have been out there since 2021.
Oh,
we saw
really?
a signal in the vaccine product causing problems, especially in the young adults, especially young males, that was causing heart inflammation. And so what we have done is compiled all those different peer-reviewed journals, articles, and data, and put them in one place, easily accessible, with 42 pages and 341 references of our concerns that this is a real issue and these vaccines do little good for healthy children and young adults.
Right. Were you able to distinguish the...
And you're just hearing about it now. What the fuck, man? I mean, seriously, what the fuck? I tried to warn Jimmy Dore, don't fuck. I spent like $120 in super fucking chat, and Stephanie wouldn't read the super chats because I was saying, don't fucking take it. Don't fucking take that fucking Jim Jones Kool-Aid shit that they want everybody injected. Don't take it. And I tried everybody, and some people had to. Like Snork's been on here, he's had to do it for his work, and family that were in the military had to take it or else they would lose their fucking careers. Right? Those people that actually took it should be compensated for taking it. Because once we know what the damages are, the problems with it. Okay, I'm just going to go down here. Here's Space Force. Yeah, way to go. Signal leaks. That was fucking stupid and useless. reports nothing here. After capitalism, socialism, feudalism. Yeah, this is. And then this one where can you guys see this? Hang on, let me go back. There's one here where I gotta go to that. Jimmy Dore and Dane Winnington, who does Geoengineering Watch, which is .org. And what they showed was recently Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said they're using the engines, and I don't know if he meant it's the engine exhaust, but I think they're using the engines to disperse the crap in the air. And I saw it today. It was a beautiful, wonderful fucking day, and the skies were clear as a button. And at about 3 o'clock, they just started doing it on a fucking Sunday, and you can see it, and it just overhead, fucking just everywhere, and that's got to stop. Yeah, and then I thought Dr. Phil had something really good the other day. The one I want everybody to really watch is this ideology. Well, these two right here with Dr. Phil, Primetime, and in the Fox News. I know some of you won't even watch it. Fraud at Scale. And I'm not going to play all of it, but I think you should just kind of listen to it real quick, and then I'm going to get off.
Doge. Elon Musk was nice enough to invite us into the Eisenhower building last night to sit in on his weekly 10 p.m. Doge meeting. Yeah, they usually meet at 10 o'clock. I'm almost in bed by then.
This is not our estimate. I believe it was on the order of only 10 to 15 cents on the dollar actually gets to the end recipient. Whether you agree with that quote.
What percentage?
I didn't even get to Peru.
Right. So what percentage do you think doesn't even get to the destination it's supposed to?
I believe the GAO estimates, this is not our estimate, I believe it was on the order of only 10 to 15 cents on the dollar actually gets to the end recipient, whether you agree with that cause or not.
So they're just stealing the money before it even gets anywhere.
There's layers of stealing. So there's the first layer of stealing, second layer of stealing, third layer of stealing.
Subcontractor,
you start peeling the onion. Yeah, exactly. Contractor, subcontractor. It's like peeling an onion. And then maybe, and sometimes it's zero. Just flat, you get to the bottom of the onion, there's nothing there.
So maybe no one got a sex change in Guatemala.
It's possible that no one got a sex change in Guatemala.
I overheard a contractor tell one of her colleagues to falsify billable hours by creating a PowerPoint to mask a delay in the onboarding process in front of me. And this is like hour zero at this agency. And so, I mean, this is just a common theme that you take a look at these contracts, you take a look at these grants, and it's veiled in noble rhetoric. You know, it's at the top level. It
sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. And then you actually just follow what are the funds actually doing?
Or send us a picture.
Exactly. And
the send us a picture request is incredibly good. Like Pixar, it didn't happen. And then it wouldn't be that hard to just, frankly, they could search for some fake pics on the internet or get AI to generate the pics, but they don't even bother doing that.
So you caught them cold billing fraud.
Oh, I caught them, her advising her colleague to do this because it takes a few days to onboard. So that is being investigated right now.
Yeah, I mean, generally, like these
you got to watch that, guys. You know what? I think I'll put it in the show notes. It's just, it's not a joke. It's real. It's fucking happening. There are just so many. And I know people are waiting for Pam Bondi to go fucking scorched earth, but like I said, they've got to get. I mean, they're just at the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more. It's so overwhelming. And it's in here. These guys are just fucking flabbergasted, basically, on how much they're finding, and they're not even. And it's just so much, and it might take months and months for them to dig through as much as they need. But what people want is, if you have enough evidence to show criminal fraud. The abuse is one thing. That's part of fraud, just letting you know. But if you can show criminal fraud of just a gigantic plethora amount, just an enormous amount of fucking piles of money given away of our tax dollars. If you can just get enough examples and then say, we could go on for days with this, then that's fine. Then take it up there, make sure it's strong, unequivocal evidence is what they need. And they've got to label each case, and they have to get each person. Then they have to start interviewing these people, and they have to start researching these people, and they have to trace these accounts. There's a lot going on. There's a fucking ton going on. If you are a part of criminal science, and I know somebody who took a criminal science class recently, just a few years ago, and she should fucking apply. They need people to do this research. They need people that are committed to transparency and freedom of speech, which is MAGA, basically. You've got to do it. They have to do this methodically, carefully. They don't want to fucking alert too many people, so they can't give people time to be a fucking flight risk. That's it. Okay? They have to have a strong fucking gavel that comes down. It has to be solid. They don't want any flight risk, so they got to be careful with this. I'm just telling you. So, Schiff is scared. He's shitting his pants. Schumer's shitting his pants. Basically, all the Demoncrats and a few Rhipiglians out there are shitting their pants. You know who I really think is shit? Joe Manchin, who we know is crap, right? And we know that fucking Jim Justice is a piece of shit too, from West Virginia. Those fucking people are just terrible. And you're gonna have a few in each state, but they're not who they claim to be. They're just Merck, freaking big pharma pieces of shit shills, and they're out there. There's a bunch of them, and they can find the information on COVID too. They can. I found it. My last video. My second to last video? My last video. I totally proved the numbers was all bullshit. I fucking proved it. I went through the system, the CDC, of every monthly death, and then all of a sudden it just got boosted out of nowhere between December 20 and December 21st and the January 20. This is like a 13-day period. All of a sudden, 334,000 people. Magically over that usual number, 1.6 is just gone, and nobody talked about it. Nobody mentioned that. Nobody fucking mentioned that. It's just they snuck that number in there, and they know what they did. They'll find it. I don't know if they want to find. I don't want them to pick and choose what they want, which is I'm very concerned about that, and everybody else is. If you're going to be transparent, please don't be biased about it. That's what everybody's asking. If you're really, what would Jesus do, right? That's what you have to ask. What the fuck would Jesus do? He would say, hey, man, here it is. Here's this piece. Right here, here's this. Here's it all, both sides. Take it all, man. It's all good. Right? It's all good. We want everybody to know. And that's what they should do. It's time. We can't keep living, and I keep saying this. Pandora's box is gonna come out at some point, for sure. What the fuck am I watching? Oh, it's Star Wars shit in the back here. But I'm just saying it. If Trump if he wants his name on Mount Rushmore, which I think is going to happen, I'm kind of seeing it in my mind, and I'm right usually when it comes to my predictions. I'm not Nostradamus, but you put the dots together and they start to align the planets, and you're like, that's probably the direction where that's going to go. But he has to be completely transparent and just expose and just let everybody know what's going on. Just that's it. We just, and I know they're contemplating 9/11 right now. I know it. Tulsi fucking knows what happened at 9/11. I know she does. But if she wants to be seen as an American free speech, transparent, she's got to put that national security thing, and I get it because they don't want to reveal too much, but you have to at this point. The Fluva-19 fucking just exposed a lot of shit about a lot of fucking evil globalist motherfuckers. And why Fauci is still fucking roaming free and why Bill Gates is still fucking roaming free. And some of these people are still fucking roaming free is beyond me. But like I say, we gotta let them build their cases. And monitor them. If anybody needs a chip in their IDs, it's these fucking people, right? The Faucis, the Pelosi's, the fucking Gates, the Klaus Schwabers, the Yuval Harari's, the George Soroses, all of them. They all need fucking to be tracked and all this shit because they're all a part of this gigantic depopulation thing, right? And, there's money in it, too. $78 trillion that they want by 2030 or $90 trillion by 2050 for climate change. It's all for climate change. No, it's not the money. They're not doing it for the money. Don't be silly. They're doing it because they care. But at the same time, they're fucking spraying all kinds of shit and altering your health and all kinds of crap. It's just really ridiculous. I think I pretty much covered what I need to do. I got to make a quick phone call. I might come back, though. I might come back tonight. If I do come back, I'll let you know. But I want to say aloha for being here. And what's really interesting, and I got to say this, because I'm really kind of tripping out here. And I'm really concerned. I'm going to go into here, because this kind of came into my... Let's go to... let me just go real quick here. I'm going to go into my studio. All right. And what I'd like to know, right? What I'd like to know. Oh, 294 views since April. Oh, when I came back, that's not bad. I've had a few. That's actually pretty good. 17 views so far. Last 48 hours. It's shitty. But I have 380 subscribers updating live. So what's interesting, and I think I need people to understand this, is I used to have over almost 600, right? Which I know isn't a lot. It's nothing, right? But it was growing rapidly in 2020. And then they saw that the algorithm or the fucking, I call it the matrix squids, metal squids that come by and attack you for, being, having a perspective or a theory or a conclusion on your own. And, so I have where are these 380 people? Are they all gone? See live count. Let me just see. 380. Let me just check something here. Let me see the last. Let's see, 2024. There was nothing there. Let's see if I can go back even further. Last 365 days. Yeah, that was all good. They fucking dumped a bunch of my people. If you look at my old videos, you'll see
7 days and counting till Real ID becomes a reality.
Okay, so do you know about the Real ID?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright. Anyway, Chrissy Nome is cute. Anna Paulina is fucking hot. Yeah, I do think Major Taylor Greene is hot too. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know, man. The Republican girls just look stronger. They look better shape, and they're not fucking vaccinated. You know what I mean? They just look fucking... Anyway, it's just me. All right. Big Brother watching us. Yeah, people are really concerned about this. The Hill is really worried about Real ID. Let me see. That's 8 minutes long. I understand it, but if there isn't a chip in it, right? They already know how to fucking trace you. I already said earlier, fucking Rachel Maddow was doing it with a bunch of fucking meat packing workers. For God fucking sakes, man, come on. Anyway, all right. I just want to say thank you for watching. Aloha. Hey, Jordan, take care. Thank you, my only person that watches me. Like and subscribe, share, people, if you can. Appreciate it. And down in there's Venmo. Oh, Cheryl's here. Cheryl, hey, Cheryl. Are you going to be available later? If you are, you can come on. I'll turn the show back on, but I got to take a break. I got to make a phone call. Aloha, aloha, aloha to everybody. Hi, Cheryl.